like a weak spine in me, and so when I was like 27, I was painting a wall, and I leaned for like maybe 40 minutes leaning out with a paint thing, and when I leaned back in, my back wasn't right anymore.
That was it.
And it's been bad ever since.
Really?
Yeah, I'd have part of my vertebrae. This man took it out at Cedars-Sinai, a man.
He took it out?
Yeah.
What did he do with it? Did you know him first?
No, I met him through insurance, but he got it, and it's been hit or miss since then.
What's he doing with it?
Oh, I don't know. I can't afford to go back and see him again. It's $7,500 to even go talk to him.
Really?
Like,
just to talk to him?
It's like I got weaseled out of this
scam.
shit.
That's a scam. You want to talk to me? You sit on that side of the desk and give me $7,500. Your time starts now. Yeah, I gotta take a piece of your back out. That's it. Okay, next person. Is it like a disc or a piece of the actual bone? Like, what was it?
It's a disc. They got photos of it. I don't know if they're real. You know, that's
Might
the
be
crazy
fake,
part.
like the moon landing.
Well, here's the
Might
craziest.
have put you under and said, "Yeah, we fixed it, bro. Give me that money."
Oh, 100%. And then in my head, you know, because I'm probably about 60% gullible.
60?
Yeah, I think so. The more I've looked back at my life and kind of charted out when I've been gullible and when I haven't.
What's the biggest one? If you look back and go, how the fuck did I believe that?
I would say probably, overall religion. Probably when I look back.
Were you super religious when you were a kid?
I wasn't super religious, but I just wanted it all, like everything, like in the Bible. I just
wanted it to be real.
Yeah, I guess I wanted it to be real. Or it just made it hard. It made it tough for some other things. You're like, first it was like, fuck, I got to remember all this shit. Like I can't remember. I'm not going to be able to be accepted by God or something because I can't even remember what's in this book. Like I'm going to need to hire a tutor just to go to heaven. Like because the Bible is, bro, it's not the best book.
Well, it was really good when it was written.
Yeah.
But it's like, try to watch a movie from the 1930s. You'd be like, look at this corny fucking acting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, there's 9 chapters about livestock. Like it gets
really?
It gets hella risque in the middle.
I haven't really read the whole thing cover to cover, and I haven't read any of it in a long time.
Yeah.
I read it when I was in, I guess I was living in Florida, so I was 11.
Oh, that's a good time to read it.
And they handed them out in school. And I remember my parents being a little disturbed by it. Because I'd gone from Catholic school in the first grade. My mom split up with my dad. My mom shacked up with my stepdad, who was a hippie. She kind of became a bit of a hippie, too, and we fell way out of religion. So the Catholic Church and all that stuff was a thing of the past.
Was that pretty cool? The hippie stepdad?
Yeah, he's a good guy. Very nice guy. It was weird, He had long hair and shit, long hair, like down to the middle of his back, and so
that's crazy. Would you ever see him from behind and think it was like a woman or something from far away?
No, because he was muscular. He looked like a man.
Yeah.
But he was a man with long hair.
Yeah.
But when I was in high school, well, not high school. I guess it was in grade school. So what is 11? What grade is that?
Depends on how smart you are, really.
Fifth grade? Yeah, depends on how smart you are. You know what I was reading? This is how crazy. Ronan Farrow, Woody Allen and...
the guy who wrote that article?
Yeah. He's not really Woody Allen's kid, by the way. Look at that kid. Look at Frank Sinatra. Holla at your boy. Okay?
Same.
Holla at your boy. That kid is Frank Sinatra's kid. 1,001,000,000%. Because Mia Farrow used to bang Frank Sinatra.
Oh, really?
And they had a freak. Look, I know. Look, come on. Get the fuck out of here. Look at the two of them.
Yeah.
First of all, handsome man. That Ronan Farrow. Handsome man.
Yeah.
That is, God damn it, that is Frank fucking Sinatra's kid. 1,000,000,000,000,000%. You better stay the fuck away from 23andMe, because they'll out you.
Look at that. Yeah, look at that one, bro. 23andMe will just send back the song New York, New York, I think.
When he was 11, this is how smart this guy is. When he was 11, he was taking college courses.
Oh, my God.
11.
Nerd alert.
That's what I read. Make sure that's true. I don't want to write an article about me. Spreading bad information. But, so they had a freak relationship anyway. When they were together. That was their only biological kid, and it's not really their biological kid.
Why not?
Because it's fucking Frank Sinatra's kid.
Oh, they're
Ronan
lying.
Farrow started college at age 11. Wow. He says he fell apart while pursuing the Harvey Weinstein story. Whoa.
What do you mean he fell apart?
Probably because it was so dark.
Oh,
This
I see
guy
what you're
that was,
saying.
I mean, come on, man. Do you remember before that story came out? Everybody knew that guy was a creep, right? But it was like this thing about like Mordor. You know, like he lives, lived in Sauron, lives under the rock somewhere. Everybody knew he was a creep. Everybody had heard stories. But this guy, he graduated at 15 from college? Oh my God.
Dang,
Why does it keep saying the son of Mia Farrow and Woody Allen? It should say wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
But that's crazy that they're trying to push that so much, the son of Mia Farrow and Woody Allen.
Well, he was raised by them for a little while until Woody started banging his sister.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a freak household. And
Dude,
then
it's the
Mia
dark arts
Farrow,
out here. Hollywood's got the darkest arts, bro.
They lived in New York.
Well, even New York Hollywood. Because some
Is
of
it
it's
the
there.
same thing? New York Hollywood?
It's-
Hollywood is just show business.
Yeah, show
Right.
business. That's what I mean.
Well, there's definitely something to that, because how about that composer that turned out to be even more of a fucking asshole than Harvey Weinstein? There's this one composer that was just fucking all these young boys, and if you didn't fuck him, and they recently got rid of him, but he was just running things through sex. And, he just basically had a sex cult going on. Find out who the fuck that guy was. But he was a cherished, famous, loved composer. And it turned out this dude was just running the freak show
He was
behind the
being
scenes.
dirty?
Just not just being dirty, but that was the way to get in. And if this guy shut you down, you were shut down forever.
Wow.
You weren't working anymore.
So he was like the gatekeeper kind. He was like the Harvey Weinstein
Like
of
Harvey
music.
Weinstein. Like what Harvey Weinstein was doing to those actresses is he would try to fuck them, they'd get mad at him, and he would blackball them. He would say, "You're not working anymore. You're too difficult to work with." And then he would shut their careers down. All these different women found out, like when their careers fell apart, they found out that was going on. There he is. What happened? What happened?
See, that's dirty, man. Oh, him, huh?
Yeah, from the Met. James Levine. Sexual abuse claims. Yeah. Well, this is from December
little
of
stick in his hand,
2017,
too.
but that has been, there's recent stuff. Pull up sexual abuse James Levine, because the more recent stuff is like much more confirmed. Like a bunch of people came out.
We had a dude in our neighborhood named Mr. Langenstein, and he used to invite us over to chill out and shit, but we didn't know he was a pedophile, but
You didn't know? How'd you find out?
he ended up going to jail for it.
So you're hanging out with him for a while and you didn't know?
Yeah, we met him at school. We thought he was just this cool old dude who liked to smoke pot, right, with children.
Yeah.
And one time he bought us some steaks because he would treat us nice, and he took us to Marilyn Manson, me and my best friend. He took us to Marilyn
Really?
Manson. We were like 15. We couldn't even get in. It was an 18-year-old show.
And how old was he?
He was probably 70. So, and he had like a red convertible, and everybody wants to be in a convertible. And so we got in and we went and anyway, he got us some steaks one time, and the steak come with baked potato side item. So we had sour cream on the baked potatoes, and my buddy was in the kitchen, and he said, "Hey, I'm out of sour cream. Can I have some of yours?" And I said, "No, but you can have some of my sweet cream," just making like a joke about semen.
Right.
And then Big Langenstein, the dude, goes, "Can I have some?" And that's when all the fucking wheels turned.
And you realized,
Yeah.
oh no.
I'm just sitting there with a mouthful of potato, like, fuck.
And
I
we
thought he was
think
just a nice man.
You were thinking that this whole time he was just setting you up.
Yeah, and my buddy, that was the biggest thing. I was so concerned, like, I'd brought like 4 of my friends over there. And I was like, what has been going on?
I had a similar situation. A guy named Walter.
Yeah.
We used to go fishing, and he would run around the pond. And he was
He's mentally handicapped?
no, he was a teacher, and he got fired. He was trying to explain to us that he had unconventional teaching methods, and that they didn't understand his teaching methods, and that they fired him.
Oh, so then he's like the
He was a very smart guy.
right. And to kids, he probably seems like the cool guy because he's like
yeah.
unconventional.
And he was always jogging. He was always jogging on his park.
Oh yeah, that's a
He
gay
would
sport.
sit by, and he would come by and hang out with us. So we'd be fishing. We'd be hanging out at the spot, and he'd come by, sit with us for a little bit, and then take off. So we became friends with this guy. Dude, I went over his house once, And I'll never forget, I ate at his house. It was just me and him, too. And he didn't do anything, but went to the bathroom. And I guess I was 13, somewhere around there. Somewhere around 13 at the time.
That's a wild age. It's a susceptible age.
Yeah, for sure. And I went to use the bathroom, and I peed. And I guess he was in the bathroom with me. And afterwards, he said something to me. He had this weird way of talking like this. And he's like, I didn't know you were so developed. And I was like, what? And I was thinking about it. I'm like, I was talking about my dick. But he wasn't flirting with me. It wasn't weird. It just was like he was just talking about my dick being developed, you know?
Like a curator, like an art curator or something?
No, it was just, it wasn't, it was weird, but it wasn't dangerous. But then it got dangerous. Because I'd been friends with this guy for months, right? For months, we had been going fishing, and he had been coming to this lake. There was two places. There was Jamaica Pond, which is, it was all this was in Jamaica Plain. And so there was Jamaica Pond, was this one spot, and there was another pond that was nearby. That was a smaller place. Mm-hmm. That was more secluded, but it had like good pickerel fishing. Pickerel's like a small northern pike-looking creature. Mm-hmm. And so I was fishing there.
And pickerel.
I can't stop coughing. So he shows up drunk. That's when it got really weird. And he told me he loved me. And
like, how did he say it? Did he say it?
He said it like he was behind me, like sitting down, and I was fishing.
God, dude, this is making me feel
nervous. He
nervous.
goes, you know, Joey, you know I love you. And he was like probably in the 60s, right? And I go, I like you too, man. I was like weirded out. I didn't know what to do because he was drunk, like definitely drunk. He goes, no, there can be no love without sex.
Jeez.
That's what he said. And I went, what? And I remember I had a Swiss Army knife in my pocket, and I put my hand on the Swiss Army knife. And I remember saying something like, man, you better leave me the fuck alone. Like something along those lines.
Wow.
Like I didn't pull the knife out because I was 13 years old. He was a pretty big guy. It's like, even if I pull this knife out, am I really going to be able to stab him?
Or stab him 70 or 80 times.
Is this guy going to beat me to death and fuck me? You know, what's going to happen here? He left me alone. But then he wrote a letter to my house. So he found out where I lived.
Dang.
Yeah.
And he probably had to get drunk to come there and do that, to be able to even say that to you.
Yep, that's probably why he did it. Like, he was probably trying to figure out a way to work his way up to molesting me.
Sad,
Trying
man,
to figure out how to do
sickness.
it. So I think that's probably why he got fired from school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel a little bit bad that he had...
Did I let him on?
No. Dang, dog,
I was
so
cute.
cool.
I was a little cutie when I
I
was
can
13.
see you being a handsome kid, but did you feel a little bit bad that he had kind of taken advantage of like fuck, like now we can't kind of be friends, like, you know, like, do you think any of that was...
I did enjoy talking to him because he was telling me about things. Like, he knew a lot of things about life. He was definitely a very educated guy. So before the drunken weirdness and just the general weird, he just got more, the more comfortable he got with us, the more I realized that this guy was attracted to children.
Yeah.
And he was trying to fight it off, I think, you know. I think a lot of people that are pedophiles are extremely embarrassed by it.
Oh, it's a sickness, man.
Yeah.
I don't think it's something anybody chooses to do unless they're, you know, trying to start like a track team or something, like maybe in the Philippines or something, you know.
Well, I ran to my friend Josh, and I told him immediately, because Josh used to go fishing with me, and we both knew that guy. And I explained to him the whole deal, and he was like, fuck. And so he was scared too. He was like, dude, I'm gonna stab that fucking guy. And Josh went extra hard. He went extra hard, like all aggression and anger, because his parents were lesbians.
Oh.
He had two parents who were lesbians, so I think he wanted me to know that he wasn't gay.
Right.
He didn't know his mom was gay.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So he was like, oh,
fuck that faggot. You know, that kind of shit. Like, whoa.
Down, this gay, this has to stop.
Yeah.
He was like, fucking
Super
shining a
hard
sword
with it.
up in his
Let me know,
garage.
that is not happening.
Yeah.
I don't think he called him a faggot. I think I made that up. I literally barely remember, because I was 13. I do remember him saying that, though, that there could be no love without sex, because I remember like, what?
That's crazy. What a gateway line, too, dude. If you're a pedophile, like... I'm glad I don't have that ailment, man. Because that's got to be so tough to be, hanging around kids and also, like, you know, want to, like, you know, talk to them about dates or stuff.
Well, it's the incurable one, too. There's no cure for that. Like, unless they can rewire your brain with ayahuasca and ibogaine and electric shock therapy. I don't know. I mean, the recidivism rate is super high for people that are child molesters.
What does that mean? People that do it again?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah, it's really high.
When kids are...
It's also something you can't even talk about. Like, say, imagine if you have, like, a mental illness that makes you prone to violent outbursts, but you got it under control. You've never actually hurt anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you never actually hurt anybody, but you understand you have this problem, so you take medication, and people go, good for you. You know, I go to therapy. I have anger management issues, but I go to therapy. People are like, oh, that's cool, man. Cool, we keep it under wrap. But if you say, I want to fuck kids, but I never have.
Yeah.
No way. No way, dude. Everybody wants to put a bullet in your brain.
Yep, you can't work here. You can't shop here.
Yeah. I don't do it, but I want to. You're like, what? What? You want to? Yeah, but I don't do it because I know it's wrong. Like, not good enough.
Yeah, that's not going to fly.
Not good enough.
Because we all want to have kids, and we all want to procreate, and that really, I think that just, that's going to irk anybody that wants.
Scares people.
Yeah.
It's the scariest thing ever. The thing that you could leave your kids out and someone could snatch them up and fuck them and kill them. And they kill them a lot of times because they don't want the kids to tell.
I know. That's the worst, man. And then, I can't imagine that, dude. I remember one time, I never had anything like that happen, but I took some mushrooms one time to a party in high school because I grew up in an area where you could just get mushrooms. I mean, a psychedelic mushroom grew on everything. They grew on your fucking cousin's back if you took a long enough nap, you know? And you could.
Where'd you grow up?
In Louisiana.
They grew everywhere out there?
Oh, they grew everywhere because everybody had something shitting in their yard, and then it would rain every single day for about a half hour, right?
Wow.
So it was just, I mean, you see people picking them and eating them, and families out there enjoying them in the afternoon. I mean, it was, everybody
Really?
it was psychedelic heaven. So we would ride out and go get them. I remember one time getting a trash bag of probably about 35 pounds of mushrooms, right? So we picked all day. And one time a golden retriever came running at us across this field, and we thought he was pissed because we were tripping, and then he got to us. We ran for like a half mile. He got to us finally. We're crawling away from him thinking he's evil, and he just fucking loved us and licked us.
A mean golden retriever.
Yeah, we fucking thought he was mean, bro.
That's hilarious.
Because his hair was kind of slicked back.
Oh, like an evil golden retriever.
Yeah, like in that movie, Sometimes They Come Back. Have you ever seen that Stephen King movie?
Yes.
It was kind of like that kind of hair.
Oh, but that's not Pet Sematary. Which one Sometimes They Come Back?
It's about men that show up back at a high school and they'd all died years earlier in a car accident, and they show back up. It's like a Stephen King one. I think it was just made for TV.
When did that one come out?
It maybe 18 years ago.
Has there ever been a dude who wrote more awesome horror movies and books than Stephen fucking King?
No.
No.
Not that published them, unless somebody just has them all at their house.
Sometimes They Come Back.
Yeah.
He's the king of those kind of movies, man.
Yeah.
Not even close.